creatures, these consultants, these think tank nerds, these fucking dorks and losers, these out-of-touch theater kids and student council presidents, these fucking punks, they are miserable. There's a sense of dread. It has captured them because they know that MAGA is dead. It's dead. It has failed. It is a disappointment. The mass deportations, they're not happening. America First foreign policy, they forgot all about it. Approval ratings in the toilet. Epstein files covered up. Blue wave just happened. But the Groypers are jubilant. The Groypers are triumphant because the Groypers are winning. We're the only ones having fun. All these MAGA people, all these heritage Americans, all these people saying, hey, patriot, are you trusting the plan? These people have been humiliated ritualistically by this administration. All that exuberance from the Cruel Kids table cover, all the exuberance from the election crashed on the rocks on the shore of reality, which is that your guy is owned by Israel, but we are winning. We are ascendant. The energy is with us. We're having fun. Now we're always smiling. Now we're the ones laughing. Now we have the energy. And they're upset because they know that. To add insult to injury, these guys like Patrick Casey, they're left making excuses. Hey, guys, don't be anti-Israel. They're getting motherfucking destroyed in the replies. It's over for them. You had your chance. You had your chance. We tried it your way. It didn't work. Now we're going to try it our way. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to infiltrate the institutions. We're going to keep spreading the message, and we're going to double down. No.
I'm going to let him go, but he said a few things. It seems that I understand his jokes a little bit better. Maybe that's a bias coming from me. But this kid, Nick, he is pretty funny. Again, I do see why people follow him. I just think he's trying to brush off the losses on his side, and he's trying to say that it doesn't bother them. So, I mean, congrats to you. I know that you were banned, and I just respect a person who got banned from the system, but the system somewhat had to let him in. I respect that. I still think your views are dumb. Abhorrent, and I still think you're retarded and ridiculous, but I give credit where it's due. So props to the Groypers, you guys, for staying strong in your beliefs.
Tucker, I disagree with you respectfully. Appreciate the platform. I appreciate the opportunity to express myself, but I maintain my disagreement with him, although I think it's more civil now. We shook hands. I welcome him. I think he is America first. I think one day he'll be fully with us. I really like him as a guy. I thought our interview was excellent, but I maintain the disagreement. It's not about Israeli policy. It's about world Jewry. We're going to keep saying that. We're going to keep making that case because we're right and it's persuasive. And in 2028, we're going to play hardball. It's all for nothing if we don't take it to the Capitol. Don't you understand? We're not fighting for control of the hinterlands. We're not fighting for control of some empty plot of land. We are fighting for control of the Capitol. It's a capital siege, metaphorically. Don't you understand? That's how war works. You surround and occupy the capital cities of the country. That's what we need to do. New York, LA, DC, we need to occupy, politically speaking, the capital, the center of power. You have to infiltrate the institutions. To do that, we need to play hardball. And in 2028, this is when we make our entrance onto the stage. Maybe there'll be a Republican primary candidate we can back. Who knows what could happen? No one knows what could happen. No one knows what could possibly happen or who might run in 28. Maybe someone will run. I don't know. But certainly we'll be there in Iowa. And if Vance thinks he's the front runner, if Rubio gets the money, we will be there to tell everybody about it. We will be there to tell. And if you think that's not going to play in Iowa, okay, we'll be in New Hampshire too. And then we'll be in Nevada. And then we'll be in South Carolina. It's a long primary season, and Groypers have been chomping at the fucking bit to get involved, and they're everywhere. They have been chomping at the bit. What can I do? I want to get involved. In 2028, it's going to be a long primary season because we'll be there at every stop with homemade signs, and people drive out. People will go where they are summoned, and we will get the message out, and we will play hardball.
Okay, guys, so there's a few things on the second part. He discussed that the Groypers, not necessarily him, but he wants the Groypers to be more involved in politics. And then he also made some comments about Jewish people and Jewry and kind of trying to separate them from Israel. So I'll talk about the political aspect first. I do think it's good for more people to become civically engaged. So I think it's good if the Groypers either run for office or start backing candidates. I believe that there are a lot of Americans and we need as many people in the political sphere as possible. Because if you vote, guys, if you get out there and participate in government, you'll get the things that you want for yourself, your family, etc. So I think that it's only a good thing for the Groypers to now back candidates and potentially run themselves. I also think that Nick was wise to get a following, and if he wanted to influence politics and he couldn't run himself or he couldn't get on the main stage, I think that it's good that he built up his following to a point where there are many of them now, and he says that they're on the internet and they live in various places, so he won't just be defined by like one particular city or one particular region. They'll have people with that support them in all across the country. Now, the second thing that I wanted to discuss was the Jew aspect, which he only touched on a little bit. But to me, my thoughts again on the Jews is that I believe that he's talking about predominantly Zionists, so not necessarily just anyone who believes in Judaism, but he's talking about Zionists who want Israel to be Jewish, but then also some of these Zionists are like dual citizens with America. So I disagree with like the politicians being dual citizens, because you want American politicians to be American. But I do think that Nick is going too far when he says the organized Jewry. I was actually talking to someone earlier today about this, and I think that all groups, whether it's black people, Hispanic people, white Christians, gay people, Jewish people, etc., they have groups, they have organizations. So I'm not saying it's a conspiracy just because there's groups of Jewish people, there are groups of blacks trying to do stuff for their community. Just like you have politicians who represent, let's say, Orleans Parish, or they represent this congressional district, those people are trying to help the people in their district, right? So people are going to try to help the people that they represent. I think the problem comes in when people start seeing themselves as only representing or predominantly representing their district, right? When we send these politicians to Washington from our district, we want some things in return for our local municipal regions, but we also want these things to help the larger American people, because what people experience locally, I assume, is being experienced by people in different regions. So I would like to say that there's nothing wrong with people representing their group, whether it's women representing women or Muslims representing Muslims. The only problem I see again, and where I do think I agree with Nick, is if you start to notice something where it's like you're putting Israel in front of America, right? That could be a problem, and in my opinion, it is a problem from the standpoint of right now in America. I'll just bring up the war because that's something many people know about. If you criticize what Israel is doing in the war, people will call you anti-Semitic. Obviously, that's Israel having control and influence over what Americans can say. We don't want that. We have to push against that. So Nick has called out many times that he believes the politicians are in bed and controlled by Israel. He believes this because of AIPAC. So AIPAC gives money to Republicans and Democrats, which is odd, right? You would think the way our political system runs, you would either support the Democrats or you would support the Republicans. But AIPAC is backing both sides. So that just goes to show, well, yes, the Republicans and the Democrats are trying to do things for their constituency and get policies that are liberal or get policies that are conservative. But regardless, if you're a Republican or a Democrat, Israel is taken care of, right? Because they funded both sides. So though Nick may sound like he's a lunatic or sound like he's way off, there's definitely some truth there. So if you have a government like Israel, and I have to look into Qatar and Russia and China, etc., because I don't want to be unfair to Israel. I want to make sure that there aren't other governments doing this. The situation with Israel is that you're supporting both sides. So basically, no matter what happens with our food stamp shortage, Israel's still getting the money that they need for the military and the things that they're doing. Just like the politicians themselves are getting paid. So I just think we should all stay abreast on what's going on with these foreign influences. Learn about more than just Israel, because again, well, I'm going to look it up myself, guys, but I'm also saying you should look it up yourself as well, because we just want to find out what foreign governments are influencing ours. If you like this video, please smash the like button, comment, and subscribe. New shows airing Monday through Thursday.